Yo, Everyday Superpower, where we talk body language, relationships, game, everything in between. I got a good one for you here. I got a good one for you. This will be quite well, each to their own, I suppose. But this one will be food for thought. As a man, I'm speaking to the men here. This is going to be both within the realms of dating, attraction, and being a good partner, as well as being respected by men. And hey, to each their own, right? I say this one will be a good one because it might raise a few different opinions. So, for lack of better terms, I'm going to say, as a man, being able to incite fear into other men is in your benefit. Yeah? Because you don't want to have anybody walk over you or feel like they can walk over you. And you want to be in complete self-awareness that if you are with that woman who you love or who you like or who you want to attract, you want to be in complete awareness that you can protect her, and she should know that you can protect her. Yeah? So when I speak on inciting fear, it's not a means of you actually going around being a bully or overcompensating and accentuating this, trying to put this on, put a mask on and a persona. Because as I say as you know, as I know, written in the Art of War, to paraphrase, it states that the best war, if not the amount of wars you should be winning, should be completely outside of any violent action. Conflict, like literal physical conflict, is the last thing you want to be doing. So you are in a position where men don't mess around with you, or if they try, you make it loud and clear that they shouldn't be doing that. Yeah? That woman needs a man who can protect her, and unfortunately, if a man is to try you to a offensive degree before her, and you allow it to happen, she's going to make sense of the hierarchy that exists before her. Maybe unconsciously, but it's the way it is. I've never met a woman who doesn't respect and admire a man who has the capabilities to protect her from other men. Truth be told, it's respectable, and you know what? We'll do a separate video on this. This isn't, this could be completely taken in the wrong way, so I don't want to delve into it right now. But the idea that you have a controlled masculine biology, i.e. you still have that aggressive capability, it ensures that your woman respects you too. Now, you wouldn't ever raise a finger, such as, you won't hopefully ever have to raise a finger to another man, because problems will be resolved before you act so silly and volatile. Yeah, hopefully you got that out of your system before you're a grown man. No grown man who has anything to lose should be engaging in like outright violent behavior, at least not physically, but you should have the capability to do so if it got to it. Because let's say, for example, this woman sees a future in you and you might have children down the line. Would you not physically put yourself in harm's way in order to protect your children? She needs to know that, and that would be incredibly attractive to her, given that you can do that. Right? Makes sense? So it's not a negative to be able to do so. And through reading nonverbal communication, through being able to portray yourself as this strong force, this confident, understanding man who can represent himself in the right way, you will find that other men just know, because such as the women pick up patterns, the men unconsciously pick up patterns as a survival mechanism, and they know who they should and shouldn't mess around with. All right. 2 links in the description of this video. One will take you to my catalogue of body language, right? The other one will take you through to the Patreon. So if you're interested in understanding attraction and repulsion, body language cues, we're going to watch real life dating footage on there, and I'll break it down. You'll never find information as potent as that. But let's continue onwards. So let me just have a look at the note, yeah? Protecting your woman and inciting fear into the heart of man is necessary. So how do I learn how to do that? Well, you can start off by reading a few books on military strategy, to be honest with you. And you can read a few books on body language in the vein of the fear responses, the threat responses, like, the traditionally termed fight or flight response. Once you understand how to identify that in people as well as yourself, you'll get a great deep insight into, the how you can flick the switch of a man, given he was coming on to you a little too strong and you needed to shut him down. All right, we've done tons of videos on this channel in regards to standing up for yourself, because I'm not a fan of bullies. As you become more self-aware and more tuned into other people and power dynamics and the structure of such, and indirect comments and actions and behaviours from others, in order for them to find where they stand in the pecking order, you will sort of... I don't know what I was going to say. But read some books in regards to the threat responses, and definitely military stratagem and why, well, I'll do some recommendations. Clearly, you've got The Art of War. You've got the 33 Strategies of War by Robert Greene. You got The Prince by Machiavelli. These are just classic ones. You got Karl von Clausewitz. What else have we got? You've got the what was it called? This was a great one. The 33 Stratagems. 33 Stratagems was incredible. Great metaphorical value, and so on and so forth. But we're not here to talk about military strategy to a T, just in case you wanted to know, because it's not just strictly a means of putting your fists up and trying to strong arm your way into everything, because you're going to get your head kicked in. They're going to turn up with 5 boys and kick your head in. You just have to hold yourself with an ultimate supreme confidence, because it's not a means of faking it until you make it. It's about understanding people to the degree where that when push comes to shove, you are able to weaponize the energy of what makes you a man, whereas most other people don't. They allow this energy to seep through in these borderline feminine ways, but you know how to harness it in the most powerful and direct and concentrated of manners. And when you're dating with women, you understand that she will remain in her feminine because you take on the roles of being the masculine. And I was speaking to somebody about this not so long back. We were speaking on how some people will cast judgment on you because you expect a woman to be submissive, you expect a woman to look after you, you expect a woman to treat you in a particular manner, right? And then they will say, what, you expect all of that of a woman? Well, what will you do? And it's just like, I will ensure wholeheartedly that nobody will ever bother this woman, not to a serious degree. I mean, hell, you know what I mean? Some idiot in the workplace who's just being a bit of a twat, so fucking be it if he's not being a big problem. But the moment he crosses a boundary and becomes a problem, she's got somebody with her that will shut that down. And you need to be that man, because if you are not that man, she's going to start feeling a little bit funny when it turns out her man can't protect her. Do you see where I'm coming from? So it is a necessity. It's not a necessity to, go out of your way to act on this, but it's a necessity to know how to ensure you understand keeping a calm state of mind and preparing for the worst as far as conflict is concerned, because we all go through conflict in our day-to-day. whether we like it or not. We might not acknowledge it as such because it's a little bit of a dirty word, and aggression is a dirty word, and anger is a dirty word. Although we don't act angrily because it's emotional, and to see the world through the eyes of an angry emotion is to be volatile and self-destructive. You will never act completely well whilst under the impression of that emotion. But to take that energy when you feel it, to understand it, to let it flow over you like water, to settle down and then recalibrate yourself and utilize that energy that once was into a productive measure and means of stopping that, you will get yourself into a different kind of flow with being able to look after yourself, and you will start to literally embrace conflict in your life. And the more you go through, the more you will realize that people just treat you different. Men don't mess around with you. Men don't mess around with you. The moment a man crosses a boundary, you will have no problem pointing it out and saying, don't do that. No. Simple as. And nobody will ever really react to you in a severe manner. They will understand you because you'll have been through it so many times before, and you'll understand these men who cross your boundaries or try to cross your boundaries, or go out of their way to act in a particular manner which is harmful to you or your partner or your family or whoever. They've never really been in a circumstance where somebody has told them to stop it on a serious level, and that's why they still think they can do it, if you know where I'm coming from. The moment somebody learns a lesson and is put in their place, they tend to stay there. Yeah, I speak from experience, real talk. So that was just a little conversation on that. I do think it's necessary for a man to be capable of... You finish that. I don't want to be too bold on YouTube, but you should be capable of, at the very least, defending those who you love. And to be able to do so is one of, in my opinion, necessary principles as a man. The women will love you for it. Men will respect you for it. And what more needs to be said? On that note, I'm signing out, people. Peace.